Soil. It looks lifeless, dry, compacted, exhausted, but you know beneath the surface, something remarkable can happen if you feed the soil the right way. Today we explore a simple, almost unbelievable mix: rice, pasta, and molasses. Ordinary kitchen ingredients, yet together, they can awaken dead soil and turn it into a living, breathing growth machine. For decades, soil across the world has been stripped of life. Over-tilling, synthetic fertilizers, and constant harvesting have left it compacted and biologically empty. Plants may still grow, but weakly. Roots struggle. Water runs off instead of soaking in. The missing ingredient isn't fertilizer, it's biology. Healthy soil isn't dirt, it's an ecosystem. A single teaspoon of healthy soil contains billions of microorganisms: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes. These organisms break down organic matter, unlock nutrients, and build soil structure, something no chemical fertilizer can do. But microbes need food, and that's where rice, pasta, and molasses come in. So, rice is almost pure starch, which means it's a slow, steady energy source for soil life. When you bury it or soak it and then apply it to the soil, rice starts to break down. Microbes rush in, feeding on those starches, and well, they multiply really fast. As these microbes grow, they improve nutrient cycling, increase soil aggregation, and create these tiny air and water channels in the soil. And honestly, this process alone gets soil life on the path to restoration. Pasta works a lot like rice, but even slower. Since it's made from wheat starch, pasta decomposes gradually, acting as this extended-release food for soil organisms. This helps prevent those wild microbial boom and bust cycles and supports things like fungal growth, stable microbial populations, and, long-term soil improvement. The important thing here is to use plain pasta, no salt, no oil, and definitely no additives. Now, molasses is really the catalyst. It's rich in natural sugars, iron, calcium, potassium, and all sorts of trace minerals, so it gives soil microbes instant energy. You can kind of think of it as striking a match in a dark room. Microbial activity just surges within a few hours. This rapid growth, mobilizes locked nutrients, encourages beneficial bacteria, and, boosts fungal networks, especially blackstrap molasses. It's the least processed and most mineral-rich. So how does the mix work together? Well, individually, each ingredient helps. But together, they create layers of microbial feeding. Molasses gives immediate energy, rice offers short-term starch, and pasta provides a long-term carbohydrate supply. This balanced approach really prevents nutrient crashes and, honestly, builds soil life in a sustainable way. Okay, so, how do you prepare the soil mix? It's actually pretty simple. Just crush a small handful of rice and pasta, add that to a bucket of water, and then mix in 1 tablespoon of molasses. Let it sit for 12 to 24 hours, but not longer than that. This step, activates microbial growth without creating anaerobic conditions. Now, let's talk about how to apply it correctly. You want to apply the mix directly to the soil, not on the leaves. Just pour it around the plant roots. You can use this on garden beds, lawns, or even raised beds. Afterward, water lightly. The best times to apply are in the early morning, late afternoon, or when the soil is moist. And make sure to avoid applying it in extreme heat. So, what happens next, you might be wondering? Well, within, say, 48 to 72 hours, the soil actually begins to change. Earthworms start to return, the soil gets darker, water infiltration really improves, and roots begin to expand faster. And then, within just a few weeks, you'll notice plants showing deeper green leaves, stronger stems, much faster growth, and honestly, increased resistance to stress. This isn't magic, folks. It's just biology doing exactly what it evolved to do. Now, there are some important warnings to keep in mind. First off, do not overuse molasses. You'll want to apply it just once every 3 to 4 weeks. Never use cooked or salted foods, and always make sure you maintain good drainage. Too much sugar can actually cause oxygen depletion. So, balance is everything here. Why does this work where fertilizers sometimes fail? Well, synthetic fertilizers feed plants, but this mix actually feeds the soil. And when the soil thrives, plants don't just grow, they really flourish. This method helps rebuild soil structure, nutrient cycling, water retention, and long-term fertility, all using ingredients you can find in most kitchens. Pretty neat, right? Dead soil isn't ruined soil, it's just hungry. Feed the life beneath your feet and the earth will reward you many times over.